Hey guys, Foxdrop here with a video on the new Feral Flare item that has just been introduced. Now this topic was originally something which I had talked about on my Facebook page. Similar to what I did with the Lee Sin proposed changes, I decided to turn this Facebook post into a video, but I won't be doing this every single time. So if you want to get the full coverage, my full thoughts on these kind of things, then I suggest you follow me on my Facebook, which is facebook.com/foxdrop, and I'll put the link in the description for you. So patch 4.5 hit the other day and there were a lot of changes. One of those changes was the new Feral Flare item, an upgrade from Wriggles that attempts to bring viability to that item route. Now there's still a lot of playing around for me to do, but I wanted to give my initial thoughts on this item. As an overview, Feral Flare is basically a Wriggles 2.0. Your Wriggles will turn into a Feral Flare after you have killed 25 big jungle monsters. Now, Feral Flare gives you some on-hit that scales with the amount of big monsters, the kills and the assists that you have, and for comparison, the on-hit damage is about equivalent to that of a Wit's End. Like early on, it's not as much as a Wit's End's damage, but later on, it is more than a Wit's End. So on average, it's quite comparable. From my experience, you'll end up getting Feral Flare slightly later than you would get a Spirit Stone item. The issue here is that until you have that Feral Flare, then you have a lot of gold invested into a low amount of stats. That means that until Feral Flare is up, you'll be very weak, the same issues that Wriggles has always had with this season. In comparison, the Spirit Stone items are quite the opposite, where they are fairly cost efficient and they provide you with a nice amount of combat stats, therefore making you quite strong early on once you get that item. Feral Flare is one of those items that increases with power over time as you are generating these stacks. To that extent, it's not so strong early because obviously you haven't had the chance to get any of your stacks yet. Feral Flare isn't really a power spike item in the same way the Spirit Stones are, and in my personal opinion, you're going to be weaker than the enemy junglers that have decided to go that Spirit Stone route. What it is good for, however, is for farming your jungle. Not only does this item itself give you an amazing boost to your clear speed, primarily due to the on-hit, but also in the stats that it gives too, but it also incentivizes that course of action by giving you this stacking damage alongside that 30% boost to the jungle gold earned. And this isn't a capped bonus income, unlike the way the conservation stacks on the Spirit Stone items work. Although saying it's good for clearing the jungle doesn't really mean too much. Wriggles was already good at doing that. If all you ever wanted to do was sit in your jungle and farm 24/7, then Wriggles has always been the best choice. What Feral Flare does is it breaches the gap between this absolute playstyle, i.e. the fact that Wriggles forces you to farm all the time, but it makes you weak and really bad at PvP, whereas Feral Flare now gives you more PvP damage, meaning you can actually participate in fights and not be as useless as a level 5 Magikarp. Now, unless something is really hideously broken about Feral Flare, then I still feel that these Spirit Stone items are solid and are in general more of a universally better choice than Feral Flare, especially if you want to be doing stuff early on. And doubly especially if you are relying on some kind of mana regen to clear the jungle, like with Pantheon and Wukong, because Feral Flare really only helps you with your health regen, like lifesteal, rather than the overall regen like Spirit Stone items give you. So there are two main criteria for which I imagine that Feral Flare would be a viable choice. So if you are an auto-attack reliant clearer like Rammus, Shen and Warwick, although for Rammus and Shen, Madres still may be a better choice just on its own, or if you want to power farm the jungle, so if you are like Shyvana or Nocturne, or you can be a mix of both like with Master Yi, Yasuo and Tryndamere. I also want to tentatively say that Feral Flare is a decent choice if you feel like you are falling behind in the jungle and just want to farm up. However, I haven't really done enough of the research at the moment to say whether or not that is a definite case. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. It will be interesting to see how it's used in games, and I definitely feel like Feral Flare is a step in the right direction for the Wriggles, although that's not really saying too much when Wriggles literally couldn't have gone any worse. But if you enjoyed this video, then feel free to give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to me if you want to see more educational League of Legends content. And of course, head over to my Facebook page or my Twitter to see these kind of posts in their original environment. But thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video.